Video review.
Albion is a really tough place to leave. Fable 2's bustling world is overflowing with pubs and trolls, just like any decent fantasy world should, but it's much more than that. The silly interactions you have with the villagers, the way your dog hides his snout and wags his tail, and the mean-spirited gargoyles just begging to be shot down make Fable 2 a place you'll want to explore and experience. It has a few issues, namely a predictable story and some questionable combat decisions, but it's pretty easy to ignore the faults once you get sucked in.
What is going on over there? Come with me, little brother.
The story of Fable 2 is one of vengeance and setting things right. Some evil being is intent on molding the world in his image. The story is every bit as cliché as it sounds, introducing generic characters to urge you on your quest.
What the hell are you doing?
Having a bit of fun. What's it to you?
You're choosing your own path based on your moral choices. And the game doesn't really present awesome characters to bounce your ideas off of. So it's basically just you in this world making your choices alone. But because of that, you get to make some really awesome choices. In the beginning, when you're still a child, you make a couple, good or evil choices in the beginning. And then when you grow up and you see what you did to Bowerstone, if you're evil, it's a rundown shanty town with prostitutes everywhere, and it's dilapidated and it's gross. And if you were good, it's a thriving metropolis. And that's kind of how the whole game goes, where if you're evil, you're going to see the results of that with a cruel, dark world. Whereas if you're good, you're going to see happier people, less bandits. You actually affect the game as you go along, which is pretty sweet.
Now the cheating swindler, for always is he gone.
That don't mean we like it.
Most of the characters are forgettable, but there is one you'll connect with, your dog. The dog is the best part of Fable. Because there's not these other great human characters that exist in the world, he is your only real attachment, emotional link to the world. He barks and he wags his tail, and he'll run ahead of you and find treasure. And there are a few moments in the game where, he'll get injured and you'll forget to heal him, or you'll jump off a cliff and he won't want to, so he'll have to find a long way down. So you'll find yourself alone for a few minutes at a time. When you don't have his constant companionship is when you notice the most that you need that dog. It makes you feel like you're a part of Albion.
The time is very late.
You'll never forget.
The combat in the game is simple, but it's pretty darn fun once you get the hang of it. You have 3 basic attacks: melee, ranged, and magic. There is a lot of customization with how you approach the combat, because it is possible to go through with just shooting or just using magic if you really want. But it comes across best when you use all 3 in conjunction. You can have a really fast shooting gun and a really slow swinging melee attack. So you can really customize exactly how you want to take out them and what you want to focus on. The armor in the game affects your appearance and your corruption and your attractiveness and stuff like that as far as your personality is concerned, but you don't actually get armor in the traditional sense. The way to get more health is to actually level up your health itself. As you go through the game, you collect experience orbs, which you use to buy more moves, different types of magic and more powerful magic of the same spells. And because of this, the combat changes constantly throughout the game. And then combining these all together make it really satisfying. The graphics are kind of a mixed bag. From a technical, polygon count perspective, it isn't that impressive. There's kind of clipping issues at times, and it's not really possible to tell what part of the environment you can interact with by walking up it. But conversely, the art is really good. The rain and the sun comes across quite powerfully, and it makes experiencing everything in the game really awesome, like looking at every nook and cranny. And then you got the foggy swamps and the rundown buildings and the glorious castles. There's so much different artwork and so many different scenes that it makes it really awesome to look at. Once you start playing Fable 2, it'll be difficult to stop. The world feels so complete, it's a blast just messing with people and seeing how they react. The dog is really lovable, giving you an emotional attachment to this world. In a game about choices, the wisest one you can make is to play the game. After spending a few hours in Albion, you won't want to do anything else.